Okay, hi everyone, it's Koinzell here. So today we will talk about crafting ping non-world boss gear versus world boss gear. So how easy it is to upgrade from the world boss gear versus how easy is it to upgrade from the non-world boss gear. Okay, so I have my destroyer here. He already has 3 ping gears. So now there is a non-world boss red helmet that I have here. So I am going to upgrade this to a pink, and I'll show you guys the materials required. It's actually different from that of the world boss gear, because the pink world boss gear, I have actually gone through it many times before, and I'll pull up the link to the videos here. But essentially it requires the world boss fragments, whereas for the non-world boss gear, what you need is this hero spoils. Okay, now this particular item here, you can only get it through Spoils of War when you are level 60 and above. And the catch here is that it only applies to Allion Spoils of War. You don't get it from Hadum Spoils of War. I think you guys should be able to appreciate why it's very difficult to farm this material. Because most of the time you'll be in Hadum. You're not going to be in Allion most of the time, as long as your holy water potions are enough. And the other thing about farming in Allion maps, right? Even if you farm full time, this is still a very rare item to get from the Spice of War. I think the actual amount I've gotten from Spice of War through Allion map farming in the past, I'm pretty sure it's less than 50. Very sure it's less than 50. Probably less than 20 as well. Which is how should I put it? Which is understandable, because you look at this, you only need 20 of these to make one of the red non-world boss gear. But you need 480 of these just to make a pink. Now look at the amount I have here. It's 714. Okay, which means I only have enough to make one pink gear, and I have never used this material before. But I have used tons of my world boss fragments before, even for my main character, and also when I was crafting all these different gear for my 5 POG alternates. Granted, I did get a lot of ping weapon and sub-weapon chest, but I still spent a lot of fragments to craft those. In fact, before I started spending my fragments previously, I actually noticed that I actually have enough to craft full set of pink world boss gear. Full set of pink world boss gear for 2 characters, which means I'm talking about 12 pieces of gear here. And back then I only had like 600 plus of this. So in other words, right, in the amount of time it takes for you to gather enough of the Spoils of War, the hero spoils material to craft pink non-world boss gear, I could have actually crafted 12 pieces. This is a ratio of 12 versus 1. 12 of the world boss pieces versus 1 of the non-world boss piece of gear. So you can appreciate how difficult it is to get the non-world boss pink gear. Now, the other thing is that this hero spoils, pretty late in the game itself, like when everyone almost has a pink gear ready, they started making this easier to get by including it as part of the drop from the Elite Guild Rush, as well as there's another new Guild Rush boss that you guys will eventually get as well, or the guy that is using 2 axes. You don't have it now yet. So these two Guild Rushes will give you the chance of getting this material. The Elite Guild Rush will have a higher chance of getting this, and it ranges from 1 to 3. Yeah, so it's still very difficult to get this. Now the good news about this particular material is that I'm not sure whether you guys will get it at the same time as us, but eventually they also made it available in the dark currency or hardened currency shop, where you can exchange it for 2,320 of the currency. So I guess you can appreciate why I say that this is very difficult to get. Even the rarity itself is very high. Even the game judges it as a very high value compared to, say, a world boss weapon fragment is 920 versus 2,320. Red nose fragment 1,360 versus 2,320. But in actual fact, right, when you work out the total amount of hardened currency required to craft a pin gear, be it non-world boss or world boss from scratch, it's actually the same, the amount of currency required. So that's how they actually determine the price here, by making it the same in terms of total amount required across the pin gear. So take for example, right, a weapon will need 900 of this, 900 of this, and 900 of this. So all of it added together is equivalent to 480 of this multiplied by this price. I did the math before previously, so it's the same. So that's the reason why it's so expensive. Now, let's just take a look at how much a pin gear will cost. Basically, it will cost 1.1 million dark currency. So if you ask me why is it that the red world boss gear is better than the red non-world boss gear, it is purely because of how easy or how difficult it is to get the materials required to craft. And on top of that, from Lucky Shop, right? If you guys saw my Silver Lucky Shop videos, I probably try to put one of them here so that you can see. From the Silver Lucky Shop, you are able to get a lot of the world boss materials, but you're also able to get the Heroes of Spoils, don't get me wrong. But the thing about the Heroes of Spoils, right, versus the world boss materials, right, is that look at the amount of world boss materials here. You have a total of 9 different types, while the Spoils of War, the Hero Spoils, is only one of it, the material required for non-world boss pin gear. So you're talking about a 10% chance to get it even in the Lucky Shop itself. And another reason why it's so difficult to get the Hero Spoils is that every time there is some type of event that gives away world boss fragments, it only gives world boss fragments because it's world boss, right? It does not give the Hero Spoils at all. Look at here, this is all from world boss, it does not have the Hero Spoils. And this event itself is giving us 9 of these boxes that is giving us so much of these materials. Okay, we're talking about 9 times 30, which is like 270 of the weapon fragments and sub-weapon fragments. We have like 9 times 12, which is 108 of the red nose fragments, and each of the armor world boss fragments. Basically, you have the main armor, the helmet, the glove, as well as the boots. So just from this alone, right, you can see how much, or rather how big of a difference it is in terms of getting these materials. You will always have events giving away world boss materials, but not Hero Spoils. So that's the reason why I had the amount of resources to be able to craft 12 pieces of world boss pin gear, and only at the same time only one pink non-world boss gear. Okay. Now, granted, I could spend my dark currency here or on the pink non-world boss gear if I want to. It's still doable. Okay. Now, before I go to actually craft this, I just want to share one last point. Although it sounds like the non-world boss gear is very bad, right? If in global you get a non-world boss gear, for sure you use it. There's no doubt about it. Why? Because it will take you guys a bit of time before you can craft pink world boss gear anyway. And by the time you can craft pink world boss gear, red gear will have become a lot more common. So you can definitely afford to use the non-world boss red gear first and switch to a world boss red gear in future. But that being said, right, if you're buying from the market, try to buy the world boss gear instead of the non-world boss gear. If you get it from drop or shakatu, use it. But if you have the option to choose in terms of like buying it from the market, then yes, you should choose Boss Gear. Okay. In fact, I remember this helmet very well because this was the very first piece of red helmet I have on my shadow previously. Yeah. Okay. Now the stats here, obviously it's not ideal. I never bother with it. Okay, so let's go ahead and craft the pin non-world boss gear for me to show you guys. First off, we need to remove the crystals. So now you know why I did a round of pink crystal crafting now, yeah? So that I can equip it onto the alternate character when I craft pink gear for them. I'm left with what, 234. I'll still have to spend like 500 plus K dark currency just to make another pink normal boss gear. And I can't even craft pink gear from this because this was a free red gear. It's a different type of red gear. The stats are slightly worse. The stats here, but the actual CP is there's no difference in the CP. It's only slightly worse here. But anyway, I do have spare red gear lying around, so it's just a matter of just pumping up their enhancement value. That's all. Not an issue. In fact, I can directly craft pink gear before I do anything else to it. So that part is fine, and this can be just given to another alternate character. Okay, so let's go ahead and craft. Let's go to the blacksmith. So as you see here, right, you will auto pop up the one that you can do, the first one that you can do. So yeah, it looks very spiffy and glittering. The pink normal boss gear here. Stats are pretty much the same other than the raw DP and one more slot. Right, let's craft this. Oh, and by the way, when you craft this, you will definitely need to redo your enhancements. Should have crafted this and did the enhancement while I thought, yeah. Okay, that's fine. Anyway. Oh, I forgot to remember how much was his CP actually. It's about the same, but now with enhancement it will be better. I think I'll get about 100 more CP. Yeah. Okay, so now obviously I need to equip crystals and do enchantments. So this is where the earlier crystal crafting comes into play. And with the crystals removed, it's a good chance for me to check out the branch damage. And let's look at his skill. I have L and Ahib mats, no problem. The brief is almost mats. Just 2 the brief crystals will mats it. So yes, we do need 2 the brief crystals. Let's get us 2 the brief crystals and 1 random crystal. Okay, we'll do this. No, this is my perfect crystal that I'm keeping for my main character. All of them 0.5%. Sorry, I was reading a novel halfway before I did this video. Okay. Yeah, it's all 0.5%. I guess we give him the best crystals since his CP has always been slightly lower. Okay, I guess we give a hit to him. By the way, you can't remove the crystals, pink crystals for pink gear. That's why it's important to get the best for your main, but for alternate character it's fine. Okay, so 14 to 36 for pink gear. Since this is a pink gear, let's go for 35. So I hope you guys can appreciate, right, the differences between non-world boss gear and world boss gear. And like I said, right, I need to emphasize again, don't need to worry too much if you have a non-world boss gear instead of normal world boss gear, because like I said, right, by the time you can craft pink world boss gear will have become a lot more common. The red gear will become a lot more common, so you can definitely try to get them and then craft it. But if you are buying, remember, try to buy the world boss gear unless the price difference is way too huge, because sometimes the prices in global market I feel is quite overpriced. Yeah. Okay, I don't think you guys need to see me complete the auto enchantment here, but unless you are curious about how much CP we can get, but essentially, right, you can get about 100 CP from the enhancement, enchantment value. So in total, the CP, my CP for the destroyer will be 21555, which is definitely a 100 plus game from previously. Because when I first logged him, although I didn't remember the number, I know it was 400 plus as well. Alright, and I will be doing the helmet for the rest of my characters as well, the other two POG characters. Actually, it's only my witch and my tamer that do not have a full pink gear at the moment, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. Alright, thanks everyone for watching. Remember to like the video and click subscribe for more. I'll see you guys next video. Bye.